A fresh wave of violence has claimed more than a dozen lives in Afghanistan. At least 7 civilians, including 2 children, were killed when a roadside bomb struck a vehicle in the eastern Kunar province. 3 women were also wounded in the blast. Elsewhere in the northern Jawzjan province, 7 Afghan police officers, lost their lives when militants attacked their checkpoint. There has been a surge in terrorist attacks against security forces and civilians across Afghanistan. The UN says civilian casualties have reached a record high this year, exceeding 3,000 by the end of November. The figure has been up 19% compared to 2013. To get the latest on that, we're now joined by Faiz Khurshid, Press TV's correspondent, who is joining us live now from the Afghan capital. Now, Faiz, tell us the latest about all this violence we're hearing. Certainly, it seems that civilians continue to bear the brunt.
Well, yes, the war is raging here in Afghanistan, and civilians continue to bear the brunt of violence in this country. And let's begin with what happened in Kunar province near the border with Pakistan. As you pointed out, a truck was blown up by roadside bombing. The bomb was planted by the Taliban on the roadside, and we understand that 7 civilians have lost their lives. Several others have been badly wounded. These are the latest civilian casualties by deadly bombings of the Taliban militants in that part of this country. 7 police officers have been also killed by a deadly Taliban assault on their checkpoint in northern Jawzjan province. The attack triggered heavy fighting between the two sides, and it lasted for almost 4 hours. We understand that 5 Taliban insurgents have also been gunned down by the Afghan security forces. But if you look at the figures, it's mostly civilians who are being killed in large numbers now by the Taliban attacks. The Taliban spokesperson has repeatedly said on his Twitter page that they have stepped up their attacks against Afghan security forces as well as foreign troops on the ground after the bilateral security agreement between Kabul and Washington has been signed. Based on this deal, over 10,000 American forces will be staying in this country until 2016. But we see that it's now Afghan security forces that can be seen much more now on the front lines fighting against the Taliban insurgents. So more casualties are expected in the coming days.
Indeed, and Faiz, this is the winter month, so I would imagine this is not even the time when the Taliban is most active in the country. So what does this mean for the summer ahead and for the years ahead for the Afghan forces as well as this bilateral security agreement?
That's true, Waqar. Normally, Taliban attacks drop during wintertime in this country, but something different happened this year. 2014 has already become the deadliest year for the Afghan people, as United Nations has announced that over 8,000 people have lost their lives, most of them children and women, this year in Afghanistan. Most of these civilians were killed by the Taliban deadly bombings. This year, the Taliban bombings even reached to the major cities of Afghanistan. So many here believe that Afghans have a tougher times to come.
Okay, Faiz, as always, thanks for that.